Hi guys, it's Roger Cox coming at you again through my mobile recording studio. Just a short little video today. I don't have a lot of time and it's starting to actually get dark. It's about almost 6 o'clock here where I'm at. So the other day I made a quick video about talking to single moms, particularly single moms who are having trouble making an adequate income so they can support their families, and offered some possible solutions to help them with that. Today I want to talk about the other end of the spectrum. We're talking about older guys like me. Maybe you reached the age of 50 and all of a sudden the job that you had is no longer there. Maybe they decided to downsize you, for example. You've been you've been working all these years, you've done a great job, you're looking forward towards retirement, and then they call you in one day and they say, well, you know what, we're going a different direction. We don't need your services anymore. And I know some people who fit in that category. That has actually happened to them. Spent a lot of time at their work. That was their whole life, and in 15 minutes it was all gone. And then there are those of you who you still have 5-10 years left retirement, but you're in one of those jobs that's just really hard on your body, and you don't know that you can physically do it for another 5 or 10 years. And that's a tough situation to be in. And I know people that are in that situation. And then there are those of you that are just close to retirement, and you're almost there, but when you look at your retirement, there's not a lot of money in it. You wonder, how am I going to make ends meet? What am I going to do? And the chances are that at that age, you're probably not going to get another job that will pay like you're being paid before. So your resources are kind of limited. So it's kind of a bleak picture I'm giving here, but for a lot of people, that's the reality. And so I strive to try to find ways that people can maybe look outside the employment box a little bit, because in the last 50 some years or so, we've been conditioned to believe that in order to have a good life, you have to have a good job. You have to be employed by a great employer. And that was true for a while, but the economy is different now. And it's time to start looking outside the box. Look outside the employment box. Because the fact is, you are trading, when you're working for an employer, or maybe you're not now because you've been downsized or whatever, but when you're in that situation, you're basically trading the skills that you have and the time that you have for money and to build somebody else's dream. And just because the fact that they don't think that they need you anymore doesn't mean that you still don't have value to do something. You still have those skills. You still have other skills that probably you have set aside, and you're not using those skills because you've been too busy in your cubicle. There's other things maybe that you want to do that you have some abilities with, and those things are marketable. You can use the things that you know, and you can make some money with it. Especially in this day and age, with technology, you can teach what you know. For one thing, that's just one example. You can teach the things you know through the medium of the internet, and you can reach people all over the world with your knowledge, with the things that you have to offer. And people will pay you for that. You just have to figure out a way to do it. And there's ways to do it. I mean, it's out there. You can just look for it. And I have ways that you can do that. If you have some sort of a skill, something that you know a little bit more than what your neighbor knows, you don't have to know a lot. You just know a little bit more than what somebody else knows. Whatever the things that you are good at, the chances are 80% of the people in the world are not as good at it as you are. So there's something that you can do that you can teach others. And you can teach that online. You can teach that through the internet. And you can make, there's a market for that. People will buy your stuff. And you can create income that way. The other thing that you can do, this is just another example, probably the best known example, is that you can go in business for yourself. There's all kinds of things that you can sell online. There's affiliate programs where you might have like a website or something with advertisements on the side, and people will buy from those advertisements, and you'll get a commission on that. And then there's always network marketing. Network marketing gets a bad rap, but the fact is, for a lot of people, it's making people a lot of money. And in some cases, it's making just enough that you can make your car payment, and other people are making a full-time income on it. And it's something that you can do as well. You just need to know how. And you need to know how to do it in a way that you're not spamming everybody else. And that's the problem with a lot of people marketing online, is that they regurgitate. That's a big word. I hope I didn't just make that word up. They vomit all over people with their stuff, and that people don't like that. So there's ways that you can market your abilities or your product or your opportunity, and do it in a way where you're not running people off. You're not chasing people. They're not defriending you now because every time you talk to them, you're spewing out, buy, 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 And so we can show you how to do that. So just a quick video of some things that you can to think about if you're in that category where you're getting up close to retirement age and the company decides that they don't want to pay your retirement. They don't need you anymore. They're going in another direction. Or you're working in a job which is very physically demanding, and you're just not sure that you can do that anymore for another 5 or 10 years until you're able to retire. Or you could be at retirement age and you just don't have the resources saved up to have a good retirement. And that's a reality for a lot of people in our age group. And it's nothing. I mean, it's traumatic, but you don't have to feel like all is lost. There's ways to get around that, and I can help. So if any of this resonates with you, give me a shout. Talk to me. Contact me either through my Facebook page, which is if you do facebook.com with the little slash, that goes off to the right, facebook.com with Roger Cox 246. That's my personal page. That's where you got I have some good bits of wisdom on there, which some people call stupid jokes, but there's some deep stuff in there. So my personal Facebook page at Roger Cox. Let me back that up. I just goofed up, which is what you can do that on video. That's okay. So it's www.facebook.com/RogerCox246. That's my personal page. I do have a business page where I get into a little more business stuff, and I share back and forth between the two pages. But it is www.facebook.com/healthandfreedom with Roger Cox, and it's all one word. And you'll see my business page. If you want something simple to remember, my name is Roger Cox already, right? I've said that I don't know how many times. So if you want to I have a blog actually, which just has videos on it, and some writing. I don't write that great, but you can go to my blog, and I talk about a lot of these things. The blog is at rogercox.net. So it's pretty simple to remember, and you can get there and you'll see my stuff. So it's rogercox.net. Not rogercox.com. Don't do .com, because I have no idea who you're going to find if you do that. But if you want to find me, it's rogercox.net. And I'd appreciate it if you get some value out of this to let me know. Or if you have some specific questions that I can address on some of these videos, let me know that as well. Give me some ideas to answer the questions that you might have, because there are ways to get around the economic atmosphere that we're in now at this time, and have been in for a few years. You don't have to feel like all is lost and just give up. There's things you can do. You just have to think outside the box a little bit, and maybe forget about the employment environment, the working for someone else's environment. There's other ways to do things. Your great grandfathers, most of them worked for themselves, and they did all right. They produced you and me. That's a great accomplishment. So talk to me. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know how I can help, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks a lot.